everyone, it's Deanna,
Aaron,
and Celeste, and you're catching up on this week's episode of Two Brunettes and A Gay
on the podcast. All right, ladies, now I've got something to propose to you today.
Oh, thank you.
You have never
Yes, I
done a
accept.
proposal before.
I actually haven't done a proposal before.
Yeah, you were proposed to.
I was proposed to. I was given a ring. I didn't give a ring to someone else.
I bet you have a couple times.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not accurate.
As soon as that came out of my mouth, I went, "You're going to make the ring joke right now, aren't you?"
Right now.
You can't not go. You can't go past a ring joke.
You opened yourself up to that one.
I literally opened myself up to that one. No, but I've got something to propose to you. Ladies, I've got a friendship policy that I think we should instigate.
Okay.
Like with us or
Yeah.
in general?
In general, but I think with us, let's do it with us to start and you know, broaden it out to
Okay.
the great unwashed.
All right, let's negotiate.
All right, friendship policy. So it's the long weekend, and admittedly, I kind of had a bit of an oversight with my scheduling for the weekend. And normally what I do is I kind of space out catch-ups with my friends over the long weekend. So obviously maybe one today, one tomorrow, one Monday. Mm-hmm. And I realised last night when I looked at my schedule that I'd crammed in all three of my catch-ups this weekend into today.
Oh, busy
okay.
day.
So we're
it's-
just not the priority for today. There's other stuff on the list.
Hold on, are we a catch-up? Are we number one of three?
Well, this is catch-up and work. Because we have our brunch before,
Right,
and
okay.
then we have work. So that's pretty much one catch-up. Then after this, I've got lunch,
Yep.
and then tonight I've got dinner.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in this grey, gloomy weather, I really can't be asked. And I was thinking, can we adopt a wet weather policy for catch-ups with friends? Now, hear me out. If it's raining, and if it's 20 mils of rain, and it's 16 degrees, I say friends have the right to cancel plans that day.
What? So
I'm just putting it out there.
Hold on, are you saying you want to invoke a wet weather policy with your friendship group?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Celeste.
Ooh.
Because I think, like, who can be bothered going out and about in this weather, right? Because, you know, in this weather, I just want to stay in bed. I want to stay rugged up in my hoodie. I want to put the fire on. I want to hang out with my husband. I really can't be bothered going and, you know, mingling and schmoozing and driving around. Not that I've driven in 6 months, but you know what I mean? I support the Uber
I don't
industry.
know. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, because the thing is that we're going to have wet weather for the next, 6 months. So does that mean that, if, you know, I make plans and I wake up on the day and, yeah, it's wet weather, but I'm really looking to getting out the house, catching up with my friends, you know, especially because I work from home most of the time, and then you just get to cancel at the last minute and I
Yeah.
have to be disappointed all day?
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be that
Are
disappointed
you
if I
really that
cancelled.
disappointed if Aaron cancels? What are you actually...
Some days,
I mean, we see him,
it
like,
depends
3 days
on
a
what
week.
mood I'm in, you know? I don't know what mood I'm going to be on that day.
But isn't that the true sign of a friendship, though? Like, I've got friends that I could go months without seeing, and then when we do catch up, it's really special, and then we still have that really good connection.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not like we hang out every week or every month, but, can we just have a winter? Let's extend it to winter.
No, I don't
A
think...
winter weather policy.
You know why I'm against
weather.
this? You know why I'm against this? Because my friends, when I lived in the Gold Coast, that was the thing. Everybody there, it was like they'd message you in the morning and they'd be like, "Oh God, what are we going to do? It's raining." And I was like, "What do you mean? What are we going to do? It's raining?" And they're like, "Well, we can't catch up." I'm like, does your car not work in the rain? Do your legs stop working in the rain? I don't understand what the problem is, but because they're not used to winter weather on the 3 days a year that it gets really doomy and gloomy, they're like, oh no, we can't leave the house, we're going to die. No, I'm against it.
You're against it? Okay, so
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on this?
I could co-sign this policy,
Okay.
maybe with a couple of adjustments, depending on what the event is. If we had
All right.
an actual event, like a special event or something like that,
Yep.
I'd be like, no, we're going regardless of if it's raining.
Yeah, like
But
the
if it's
gala
just-
event or things
yes.
like that. Yeah.
If it's just like a catch-up,
Yeah.
also depends on the location. I also would like to invoke a policy. I'm really making some adjustments.
There are
This is
we're
basically-
gonna have to. I'm going to have to go back and amend this
I think
policy.
we need to write this
Basically,
down.
we're Trump and Elon.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have the opportunity to amend location, perhaps.
Okay.
If you've planned a dinner out, can we amend location to comfies and takeaway?
Yeah, okay, maybe adjustment
Stipulation.
policy.
Okay, so some adjustment. Okay, I could be open to that, I think.
Yeah, but then the argument would be whose house is it out? Because who doesn't want to
Just
actually
take it
have
in
to
turns.
leave the house?
Take it in turns.
Maybe it comes down to kilometres. How many kilometres away it is?
Aren't you both the same distance?
Aaron! Away from each other.
So what I've gotten from this is we've got a policy that can be amended. So look, I'm going to go talk to my people, and look, it's going to be the best policy anyone's ever seen.
So I have a friend down staying with me from Melbourne. Shout out to somebody. Well, she was from Adelaide. She only moved to Melbourne a month ago, but she's back already. And
Can't keep her away.
Yeah, no, and she's picked like the worst weekend to come to Adelaide, back to Adelaide, because obviously this is like the first weekend that it's been like full on winter, like only 13 degrees, like really, really chilly. And anyway, it was her birthday yesterday, and thank goodness she didn't ask me to go with her. But she, on her birthday, decided to go to the football. Right? And I was just thinking to myself, oh my goodness, there is no way I would want to travel in the middle of winter to go and sit outside at a football game in the freezing cold.
No.
Couldn't pay me.
I would rather stick bamboo under my fingernails.
I'd rather do it to Aaron too.
But you know what's funny? It's like, because she moved to Melbourne and we've had this conversation where I'm like, that's the Melbourne, apart from maybe, I don't know, Tasmania or New Zealand, is the last place in the world that I would move. Or Canada. Anywhere cold, right?
Yeah.
Anywhere that's like super freezing all of the time, nah. Grey, freezing city, no thank you. Not about that life. I'd rather be on an island with a hut.
What about
as long as it's warm.
Antarctica? Would you move there?
No,
No.
absolutely not. Like, I just don't understand how I'm supposed to get a tan in Antarctica. I don't know, maybe somebody can debunk that theory.
Yeah.
Isn't it sunny? Like, isn't there like sun for 6 months of the year?
Yeah, you probably would get a bit of a tan with the
but
kind of
how was your
reflection of the
circadian
sun.
rhythm? Like, what do? Sleep for 6 months and stay awake for 6 months? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's weird.
I
Anyway,
don't
that's a
know.
different conversation.
That's another conversation.
But there is an exception for me with places like Melbourne. And at this time of year, when it gets really wintry, that is when I would actually go to Melbourne, even though I know it's extra cold, because I feel like when you go there in winter, stay in a nice like hotel in the city, shopping trip, see something at the theatre, eat the good food, it's worth going to Melbourne because it's not a waste of warm weather. Do you guys agree with me?
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a summer city.
No.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not a summer city, Melbourne.
I've
No.
been to Melbourne in summer.
Yeah.
And I think unless you're going for the Australian Open, no, it's not worth
Yeah,
it.
no.
No,
definitely.
like why? There's no other reason to go. Apologies, Melbourne, but there's just not,
There
right?
isn't.
And so it got me thinking about things like Australian holidays in winter. Well, holidays in winter, and then when I looked it up, and I was like, what other holidays could you do in winter? You know, something different rather than I always run to the tropics. But I was like, you know, what else can you actually do?
Yeah.
And I looked up this list of things in Australia's winter, and there's a really cool things on there. I want to hear your opinions about what you would do versus what you wouldn't do, firstly. And secondly, then, when I got to one particular Australian city, I was offered a little bit of a surprise as to why you would go there. So we'll get to that part in a minute. So the first one says, thaw out in Darwin and the top end. I definitely would thaw out in Darwin and the top end. That's a yes for me. What about you guys?
I'm more a bottom.
I was going to say Aaron doesn't like the top end all that much.
I do like the top end, but I'm more a bottom end. So
Right.
no, I've never been to Darwin, so I don't really know. I would like to go and see it, but I have heard that there's not really that much to do there.
I'd go to Darwin.
You'd go to
Yeah.
Darwin? I would go to Darwin. People have like mixed opinions. I've never been to Darwin. I really
Yeah.
want to go.
Yeah.
I'd go.
I would go.
Yeah.
Right? So that is a yes.
That's
Hang out
yeah.
with the
yeah, Australian winter, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Crocodiles. Yeah, exactly.
Explore the ancient beauty of Broome and the Kimberley.
Well, we've been close to Broome, and I really loved the weather there, so yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be pretty to see.
It would be pretty to see,
Yeah.
right? Okay, what about this? Stargaze at an outback sky in the Red Centre.
Yeah, do that.
That would be pretty incredible.
I wonder if it is cold there at this time of year, though.
Yeah,
We should probably
we should
look that
probably
up.
look that up. Yeah, but that would be beautiful. Although
I'd do
I'm
that.
a bit scared of the creepy crawlies and the creatures and the snakes and yeah.
Yep.
As long as I've got a 5-star glamping experience,
Well, I
then I'm
think there's
there.
only like one hotel in the Red Centre. Don't quote me on that. But
Hopefully it's a Hyatt.
The next one they said, and this is getting into the more wintry holidays.
Yep.
Cozy up at a cellar door near Adelaide.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I've done
we've
that
all
before.
done that,
It's
right?
it's pretty good.
Love it. Like a McLaren Vale or a Barossa stay in winter. Beautiful.
Spa bath, beautiful wine,
Wineries,
fires, heaven.
Fireplaces. Love it.
Love stuff of
a
winter.
platter. Give me a platter.
That's it.
Platter? Hardly not.
Hardly not.
And these are all suggestions. So if you're all thinking the same as me right now, like here's all these great holiday ideas that you could do right now.
Because we've not said no to any of those.
No. And this last one that I also thought was awesome, and I haven't done this in years and I want to, which is shred the ski fields near Melbourne.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I would do that. I reckon I'd probably last one day of skiing, and then the rest of it I'd be in the hot tub drinking red wine.
That's our trip. There's two of us. Two brunettes and a gay take on the snow.
Oi!
That would be
Iconic.
great content. Again,
my
if
God.
you are listening and you want to sponsor that holiday,
Yeah.
hello at twobrunettesandagay.com.
Hello,
We will-
Threadbar.
We are available. We are available to start doing some travel content if anybody would like us to.
We'll be content doing travel content.
Right. So I was reading this article and I thought, like you guys, I thought they all sound really great.
Yeah.
Australia is a cool place. That all sounds like fun. I would actually take any one of those little getaway, week-long getaways at the moment, even just a weekend. Perfect. But then I got to Canberra. And I have never been to Canberra. And I have heard that it is not the end of the world, but you can see it from there.
I haven't heard good things.
I stated that.
You stated that, right? You've been, don't see the buzz.
I've been twice, and there's not a lot there.
Well, look, Tourism Australia have really done a shitty job of helping people want to go to Canberra during
no.
Australian winter. Here is the banger of what they have said.
Okay.
If you, after all those beautiful titles that I just told you, all those options we have for holidays, here's Canberra's. Ready? Discover black gold during truffle season in Canberra. Go to Canberra for the truffle mushrooms. That's why you go to Canberra. Everywhere what? Canberra has truffle-inspired events happening as part of its annual truffle festival.
Oh, it sounds like truffles afoot.
Canberra has mushrooms. If anybody really likes mushrooms, that's what you can travel to Canberra
Well,
for.
that's a bit of a sensitive topic at the moment, mushrooms.
Did you
I don't really
guys
get
not-
into that.
I know. See, there is poor effort on Travel Australia's part, right?
There's got to be... Actually, no, there isn't more to that. That's why they call it Canberra.
Hey everyone, it's Deanna, Celeste and Aaron here, or as you know us, your two brunettes and a gay.
Join the weekend happy hour at a new day and time every Saturday at 11 a.m.
So pour your mimosa for the most fabulous bottomless brunch in town.
Only on Saturdays at 87.6 FM, Radio Italia Uno.